Hey everyone, welcome to this week's vlog where we're going to dive into the realm of music, especially the music scene of Malaysia. So do strap in, it's going to be an exciting one. Let's go. What is going on, everyone? I hope that everyone is doing all right and staying safe and sane during these challenging times. In today's video, me and my team will be interviewing four guests with different experiences in the Malaysian music industry. So, without wasting any more time, I'm gonna pass the time over to Wei Yong. Wei Yong, over to you.
My name is Tan Wei Yong. Today we're gonna talk about how the pandemic has affected the local music industry. So maybe you can introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Victor Yi. I am a guitarist and bassist in the band Resort.
Okay, so I'm gonna go straight into the question. Okay, first of all, what are the challenges of being a local artist?
As a local artist in Malaysia, I think it depends a lot on the language of music that you produce, and producing in a more niche genre such as indie and as well in English, that limits the market quite a lot unless your market is international. But there are some challenges we find. However, we are thankful for the support that we do get.
So like all these, you do have a lot of different obstacles and challenges as a local artist. So now plus the pandemic, right? With the COVID cases that keep going up, and then the MCO and all those MCOs, right? How has the pandemic affected the local music industry? What do you think?
I think obviously if an artist's main source of revenue is through live concerts, selling merchandise at those live concerts, their CDs maybe, if people still listen to CD. I think those are one of the things that affected, like touring especially. So one way it affected my band is I think in 2020 we were supposed to play at a university event in Melbourne. So that was exciting because that was supported by the uni, and then it was a chance for us to play at an international gig out of the country, therefore spread the market. But then obviously that didn't get to happen because of COVID and travel restrictions. So I guess other artists are similar in the terms that there are no big local events like Good Vibes Festival, Urbanscapes in Malaysia that supports this scene. They are not allowed to run, because of the pandemic. It has affected it in that way, I think.
Yeah, so it's like you also can say that the pandemic has also limited your opportunities to expose the local music basically. Right. With all that being said, so what can we as Malaysians do to support the industry?
So honestly, I think it's two-sided. I think artists and musicians should innovate, maybe find another source of income, or put out their music in a way that online can generate revenue. And also for Malaysians, if you like something, then just stream the song, buy merchandise, buy physical CD if you are a fan of that. Any way that you do this, just support your local artists, I guess. Because if you enjoy it, then support it. Otherwise, no more local music.
Thank you for your time. Appreciate you, and that's all for now. Okay, bye.
All right. Thanks, man.
Okay,
bye.
So that was a very insightful conversation, my friend Victor. So now I'm gonna pass my time to my group mate Vinod, and he's gonna take you to deeper inside the local music industry.
Hi guys, my name is Vinod. I have with me Mr. Ryan Joseph. He's a singer. He's also a guitar player. He has performed in gigs all across town, and he also uploads song covers on his social media platforms. I'm here to welcome Ryan. Ryan, man, how you doing?
Hey, thanks for inviting me. I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, man. So I have a couple of questions to ask you about the local music scene. So
All
let's
right.
right into it, okay? So, what is your opinion on the local music scene as of now?
As of now, during the pandemic, it is very hard because the government has came out with this MCO, CMCO, and all this stuff. So it is very hard for us local musicians or people who are doing it as a part-time job. It is very hard for us to find opportunity, for us to find a platform to perform right now. But I hope that the government is doing something about this because some of us are doing this full time, and we are actually depending on this as an income.
Okay, all right. So, next question. Have you tried breaking into the local music scene? And if you have, how challenging was it?
Honestly speaking, it was not challenging because there are a lot of bars in Penang, and they want to showcase local artists in Penang, especially young people, because there we are lack of young people who are passionate about music right now, who want to take up the challenge to perform in upfront, and most of them are recording at home, playing music at home. But the local bars are providing this opportunity for these young artists, for these young upcoming artists to perform. And I believe it is a very, very good initiative from these local bars. And however, currently there is no live shows, so most of them are doing music at home and recording whatsoever they can, and also doing live on Instagram and social media platforms.
Okay, so you talk about social media platforms and all that. So, I personally feel that Malaysia is littered with musical talent everywhere.
Hmm.
So, what do you think these talents have to do to get the exposure required to break into the scene? Like, what do you think they can do?
Basically hard work lah. If let's say you want to be known for what you are good at, you have to be consistent with your postings on social media, so you will be recognized as, oh, you are a singer, you're a musician. So if you want to be known as a musician, keep posting relevant stuff on your Instagram, on your Facebook, so people will know you by that. And if they would want to hire someone with certain talents, basically they can come and find you. So because you have already established that you are a musician, you are a singer.
All right.
You get what I mean? Yes.
So, what do you actually see for the future of the local music scene? Like, where do you see it progressing?
Honestly speaking, as an Indian dude, to penetrate into different communities in Malaysia, it is very hard. If let's say you want to be a prominent person in the music industry in Malaysia, you just have to have cables. That's one. And two is you need to diversify your music, learn different languages, learn different types of genres of music. And number three, you just have to expand your network lah. Once you get to know more people, that's where you get to grow, you get to have the opportunity to even come out with your own single, your own album.
Okay, so, well, I personally thank you for coming on to this interview, and I believe that the local music scene, although has made immense strides in the last decade, I feel that it could be better, and I think local talents like you are what's key to pushing the boundaries that we have in the current climate regarding the local music scene. So thank you for the interview, and I wish you all the best in your future endeavors, and I'll talk to you soon.
All right, thank you, bro. Take care.
All right, thank you. All right, folks, that's it from Ryan and I. If you want to follow my guy Ryan, you can follow him on his Instagram and Twitter. The handles are at Ryan96Joseph. So that's it from me. I hope you guys found the interview to be eye opening. And I believe right after me, we have our buddy Shannon, who has his own interview with a prominent figure in the local music scene. So stay tuned, and I hope you check it out.
Hi, Vishal. Thank you so much for joining
Hi.
us today. Can you just give us some insight on the local music industry, like what is happening now, and how are things going on in the local music industry?
Um, so I guess I can put it on two levels. I can talk about Penang first and then Malaysia as a whole.
Yeah.
When it comes to Penang, unfortunately, there isn't much of a music scene in Penang. It's extremely small. The most opportunities you can get in Penang, unfortunately, are just performing at restaurants, maybe performing at a small festival. There's not much of a backbone or support for the arts community here in Penang or an outlet for musicians. So in Penang, it's very much underground, I would say. There are a lot of places that you can find a lot of amazing punk or rock or metal bands, but they're very much underground. When it comes to places like KL, where it's so much more bigger, there are so many opportunities for musicians. There are so many opportunities to perform. That's why a lot of recording artists will do their work. That's why a lot of the labels are, like Warner and Sony. But even then, there is not much support for the arts industry here in Malaysia in general. We're nowhere near on par with any European or American um, countries, and it's a bit unfortunate because I think Malaysia is a country that's rife with talent. I've seen it in front of my eyes, how amazing some artists can be, and unfortunately, the common trend is that artists tend to move out of Malaysia. People like Yuna, they tend to move out of Malaysia because unfortunately there are more opportunities out there. Malaysia, I think, as a country, still sort of looks down on the arts or music or performance as something that can be used as a career. So, what I really hope in the future is just that the arts will get a lot more recognition and a lot more support from the government, because there's so much that we can do as a country.
How would you want to change that? Like, what is it that should change so that the local artists will get that opportunity and come in level to foreign and international artists?
I think a lot more funding and support towards maybe students who are in the art stream or people who are more in the creative arts or in the creative business. That definitely needs to be there, because in a lot of other countries, they view some people who are in performing arts at the same level as anyone else. They realize that, you know, as humans, as people, we consume music, we consume movies, we consume all this different type of arts every day. So it is an important part of life. It's an important part of feeling normal.
Vishal, I would just like you to give a message to the young generation out there, or those who have the talent and most probably don't have the motivation or the support to come into or to go into this industry. You, as a person who has already taken your first few steps into this whole big industry, or world of its own, what motivation or what few words would you have to say or want to say to the younger generation coming up?
So, if you know in your heart that music is something you want to do, it doesn't have to be music, anything at all. If you know what you want to do, if you know what's going to keep you happy, do it. Don't think too hard about the paycheck. Just realize that there's only so much you can do in life, so do something that keeps you happy.
Thank you so much, Vishal, for your time and for.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
We wish you all the best in all your future, in whatever undertakings you have in your future, and we hope to catch up with you sometime soon in the coming future. Thank you so much, Vishal.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Thank you guys for joining Vishal and I today. Simon, back to you.
Hey everyone, so right now we're currently on the call with Kevin. Hi Kevin, how you doing?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thank you so much for taking the time off to come on this call with me. I really appreciate it. Before we dive into further detail on the questions, can you please give a brief introduction about yourself?
So my name is Kevin. I've been playing music since I was 15 years old. Now I work at Penang House of Music, which is what you see behind me. It is a music gallery. We are 5 years old. Oh wow, we started in 2016, and I run operations there. We are part exhibition center, part performance area in the black box, and we have a resource center where we digitize old vinyls, magazine covers, and pictures and postcards as well, all
Wow.
relating to music history of Penang.
That was a really great insight. So, right now I'm just gonna ask you a plethora of questions. Okay. So,
Okay.
firstly, my first question to you is that, what do you think are the current issues in the music industry for musicians, singers, or just up and coming artists?
Okay, I think number one, the biggest issue is we don't have an infrastructure for musicians, meaning to say there is no like established circuit that you can run to basically pay your dues as a musician. I think the easiest foray into music is attending open mics.
Ah, that's
So
cool.
I think that's one of the biggest problem. There's no infrastructure for musicians. Like basically, if you want to go and do, you go and do yourself lah.
Mm.
Yeah. No doubt there are music schools, but that is a place where you gather knowledge. There is still not an established network even between the colleges and universities to have any collaborative or even music exchange between the different colleges in Kuala Lumpur or in Penang or anywhere for that matter.
All right,
Mm.
and without wasting any more time, we're gonna dive into the second questions. What kind of competition do you think musicians have to deal with when they're first starting out?
Okay, there is a big difference if you compare now to maybe, I don't know, 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
10 years ago, maybe your biggest challenge was whether do you put it out on CD or put it out on a record or
Yeah.
go digital on iTunes, sell your digital downloads or whatever, right? That's 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Now the game is like, if in Malaysia, if you don't exist online, you don't exist.
Yeah.
Because even before this, even 10 years ago, gone are the days where you have music record stores that
Mhm.
sell music CDs, for example. In Korea, it's a total thing of a past. If in Korea, CD shops are like our vinyl shops here.
Wow.
So that's really saying something.
Okay. And moving on to the third question. This I feel is a very interesting question that I feel might be of interest to you. What impact does Malaysian music taste have on the local music scene?
As an audience member, I think we are constantly shoved down the throat with a lot of mainstream music, which has spent money on marketing and advertising.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest influence right now, I would say, is K-pop groups.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a person who likes Malaysian music remotely, you will actually take the effort to go and look for something, but you will still be hard pressed to look for something. I mean, you can go and search on Google, for example, to say what is Malaysian music, and you'll be thrown a whole bunch of different things, anything from traditional cultural to independent singer-songwriters, but
Yeah.
even then there's no specific box that you can put it in, right?
True. Yeah.
So the audience, I feel right now, they consume music as if it's free. Like for example, Spotify, if you don't have a premium account, you can still listen to music, but as you're listening to something that you want to listen to, before you get to listen to that track, you have to listen to 5 tracks that you're not looking for. That's shuffle play, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's one thing. So for musicians or performers, the competition is the global market. So yeah.
Yeah, true. I understand. Thank you so much. All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much for responding to the questions. Hope you stay safe and take care. All right.
Okay, you too. Take
All
care.
right. Take care, man. All right. See you. Wow, what an insight that was into the local music scene of Malaysia. We hope you guys enjoyed it, and most importantly, we would like to thank our guests, Ryan Brennan Joseph, Vishal Chopra, and Kevin the Sierra, for just sitting down and chatting with us. So yeah, that's all from us this time. We hope you guys stay safe and take care. Till the next one. See ya.